Welcome to Menopause Moguls podcast, the Elevation Talk series, with yours truly, Dr. Joyelle. I am Dr. Joyelle, the Menopause Mogul, board certified OBGYN and business coach for Black women 40 and over. And my mission is to educate, embolden, and empower Black women and other women of color in their journey through health and careers. This is a space for Black women and other women of color to share their compelling trials and tribulations in their health and or in their careers and businesses. This is where we recognize the humanity of Black women and show how Black women continue to elevate despite midlife challenges and changes. Hey, welcome back to another episode of Menopause Moguls with yours truly, Dr. Joyelle. How are you all doing today? I am on the clock here. I have to go and take my girls to cheer choreography that they are actually been doing for the next 3 days. So they actually started yesterday. So yeah, I'm back, definitely into my driving them all around town so they can get their cheer practice and choreography and all of that in. So I wanted to hop on here before I go do that and drop this episode because it me doing all the things that I am doing for my children, it reminds me of why um I was able to step out of my clinical practice and do this big scary thing like building a business. And what I wanted to share with you all, I've said this in a prior podcast, way back when. I can't even remember which podcast episode it was, but I'm saying it a little differently this time. And what it is that you gotta be selfish. You gotta be selfish to build a business in these midlife streets. You have to be selfish to serve your people, the people that you are being called to serve. You have to be selfish. Be selfish to serve. Now, that doesn't even really make sense, right? When you hear it. Be selfish to serve. That doesn't really make sense. Does it? Does it make sense to you? Because when I say that out loud, it's like to be selfish to serve people. Because I know you want, you are already in a long-standing career, you've been successful, but you're being called to do something more. You're being called to do something different. You're being called and passionate about serving people outside of what you're already doing. And you want to focus on doing the business plan together, getting more time in your schedule to build this business, get the strategies to launch this business. But you really have to be aware of who you are being and what you are being in this process. And I have to say it really boils down to you being selfish in this season. And I know that's difficult. I know that very well because we are conditioned to be selfless, right? Conditioned to just serve our people, serve our family, our partners, serve our patients, serve our clients, serve our job. We are conditioned to serve. And that's what we've been doing for a long time. A long time. And when we get to our 40s, we get to our 50s, we have this feeling of, I want something different. I want something more. But we don't go after it because we're just busy. We're busy serving other people, right? I remember being called to build a business outside of my clinical practice. And I did not feel confident that I could do it. I was very afraid, very afraid of doing it and stepping out there. But at the same time, I wanted my life to look different. I wanted to feel different about how my life was going. And I didn't know, if I could uh be enough to now go build this business. And that now look and I know why I couldn't see that. I know why I couldn't see myself being enough to build a business. I couldn't see confidence. I couldn't feel confidence. I couldn't do any of that because I didn't know how to be selfish. I have been giving and generous to others for as long as I can remember. I'm the oldest of 8 children. I just ingrained in me, like, I gotta take care of my people. I gotta take care of them. Like, I'm the oldest, I'm the leader. I gotta take care of them. And I was used to sacrificing my needs, sacrificing my desires so that I can make sure everybody else is good. Whether it's my siblings, my husband, my kids, my patients, like all of that, right? And I can also admit that I was definitely a people pleaser. Like I wanted to make sure that they're good, make sure everybody is happy. And I did not even consider at that time my wants and needs because I didn't think that I should. Like I felt that I need to be taking care of everybody else. That's what I wholeheartedly felt. And I realized that that was actually leading me to being being burnt out, being exhausted at the end of the day, at the end of the week, like and also not feeling like I could actually do something that I really was also feeling passionate about. So I had to make a decision. I had to decide to prioritize me. I had to make a decision. And again, that decision did not come as like I woke up one day, I'm like, I'm going to decide that I'm going to prioritize myself. It actually happened after something that I felt that was really life-threatening to me and my family. And I've shared my story before, but basically the short version is that I was doing all the things, taking care of everybody else. And things were certainly happening, changes in my body, mentally, physically, with menopausal symptoms at the same time. Um, but I was just used to taking care of everybody else. Keep going, Joelle. Things would get better eventually. Just keep going. Feeling the pressure of, having the expectation to make sure everybody is good without thinking twice about how I was actually doing. So I was on that for months and months and months and months and months until one day when I was coming after picking up the kids, from daycare and school, after a long day in the office, I was driving home and I could not keep my eyes open. I was um praying to God to get us home. I was nodding off at the red lights. So I was just trying to find everything to keep myself awake while my children was in the back seat watching their videos, living their big life, living the dream and watching their videos, eating snacks as I was, trying to drink water, opening my windows, um, just doing all the things, like just, like opening my eyes to stretch my eyes open, like all the things to keep myself awake. And at the same time, praying to God to get us home. And thankfully, we got home, but that was the day that I decided, which really was more like a push, like, "You need to do something." But I decided that the way I was going was not sustainable, and at the same time, was not going to allow me to go after other things that I was passionate about when it came to serving and, um doing things that I want to do. So I made that decision and I had to figure out what that looked like for me. And it looks different for everybody, right? Um, but I had to take the time to figure out what that looks like. Because again, before I was like, I don't have time. I don't have time. I gotta take care of my people. Like I can't take the time to sit still and be still and ask myself hard questions like, what do you want, Joelle? What do you want? What do you need right now in this season of your life? And why are you ignoring this whisper that is telling you to build a brand outside of your practice, build a business? Why are you ignoring that? Why don't you feel confident? Like all I'm asking myself all of these questions and I really had to um be honest with myself, honest with the fear of failure, honest with the lack of confidence because again, people look at me like she's this doctor, she's a mom of 3, she's married, she's doing these amazing things and she, got to that point working, busting her ass to get there. So of course she's confident. Of course she feels like she can do all the things. But I have to tell you, when you reach these midlife years at 40 and beyond, like you just feel different. And this switch goes on like, am I really doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Like, am I really is what I'm here in this moment, doctoring, seeing patients, coming home and taking care of the kids, put them to bed, wake back up and do it all over again. Is this my life? This is where it's supposed to stop? And the answer was no. There is more out there for me. There is more that God wants me to do. And I wasn't able to tap into that until I decided to be selfish. So, again, I know being selfish is portrayed as being a bad thing, right? When you look up selfish in regards to what's the similar things that what were the similar words or phrases that go along with selfish? So you look that up and you see self-centered, self-loving, self-obsessed. But don't we want to be grounded? Don't we want to love ourselves? Like, why is that a bad thing? And if you look up the Merriam-Webster definition of selfish, it says concerned excessively or exclusively with oneself. Or, not and, y'all, concerned excessively or exclusively with oneself. Why would I be concerned excessively about myself? Why not? There's a certain concept of healthy selfishness, right? You can be you can have or be selfish in a healthy way. And when we decide to do that, we are able to do things that we actually want to do, right? And follow those passions, follow the desires of our heart when we get into this new phase of life. So when we prioritize ourselves and um again ask ourselves those questions of what do I want, what do I need, and part of that desire is building a business, serving the people that you truly feel that you are being called to serve. um then we have to also give ourselves permission to take care of ourselves, pour in to ourselves, so that we can have the capacity to build amazing things and have the confidence, right? Um, have the confidence, have the drive, have the energy. All of that comes with prioritizing ourselves first, serving ourselves first. Yes, we were put on this earth to serve people, serve other people. Yes, but not without serving ourselves first. And being selfish comes with being able to say no without feeling guilty. And again, I know that's uncomfortable, especially if you're a recovering people pleaser like myself. I want to say yes to everything. Like, yeah, girl, I can do that. Yes, my child, I can do that too. Yes, husband, yes, I can do that. Like, I had to be okay with saying no and not feeling guilty, period. And I know that's hard. It was hard for me, right? But again, goes back to being concerned with myself and what myself want in this season of my life. Like, I want to do something different. I want more than what I'm doing right here in this clinical practice. And not that I wasn't doing anything amazing there. Of course, I was taking care of patients, changing their lives, but I was at the same time being called to do something else, do something different. And I know a lot of us feel that, but don't feel confident or don't feel they have the capacity to do it. And that is because you have not given yourself permission to be selfish and really be present with yourself, have an honest conversation with yourself, and really go after what you want, even while you're taking care of all your other responsibilities. So, this is what I help my clients do, so they can build their businesses, so they can follow their passions that they've been just thinking about and not doing because again they're looking at the things of what they're supposed to be doing. Look up the business plan, what infrastructure do I need to do, what website do I need to create, like doing all the things but not realizing that they also need to be something different. They need to be selfish, they need to prioritize themselves so they can build their businesses. And once they learn to prioritize themselves without the guilt, y'all, without the guilt. I know mommy guilt is real. That is real. But when they learn to prioritize themselves without the guilt, set boundaries with their families, with their colleagues in their workplaces, with their clients in their in their workplaces, and advocate for what they want for what they want in all areas of their life, they build more confidence and more drive and launch their businesses. They were able to do it. So that is a piece of how I help my clients uh, launch their businesses. So if any of that resonates with you, where you feel again, you're feeling this, you're being called to build a business, a service-based business. You can be someone who, again, you have got to this point in your career, like you have done amazing things already. Amazing things. You are successful, you're doing well, but you feel like something is missing. You feel like you're also being called to do something else, like build this business. But there's something also saying like, I'm not confident in doing it, or I'm afraid to do it. I can help you in the Menopause Moguls one-on-one coaching to learn how to be selfish so you can not only build your business, a thriving business, but also for you to thrive as you are navigating midlife transitions. And those transitions can be within your family, within your body, like all the things. I help you navigate that. So if that sounds like something that resonates with you, schedule your free free strategy call so we can talk about how we can work together. And don't forget, today is the day. My Menopause to Mogul Masterclass is going down tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And I'm also going to be talking about how it's important. The foundation of you thriving in menopause and in business is prioritizing yourself, is being selfish. So we're going to talk about all of that in the Menopause to Mogul Masterclass, Harness Your Energy for Business Success. So if you have not registered by now, you can still register before 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. So click the link in the show notes to do that, as well as click the link in the show notes for scheduling your free strategy call. All right. All right, y'all. So that's what I have for y'all today. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Sending love and light. And I will talk to y'all next time. All right, y'all. Take care.